Aloha, and welcome to Betty's Real Estate Corner, brought to you by Coldwell Banker, Sakamoto Properties. Here we are again, Roy.
Roy and Betty Sakamoto.
We got it going here. We're not sure any day anymore what we're going to talk about, but there's so many things, so many issues, so many questions that people have that we'll probably hit on something.
Totally unscripted. So
totally unscripted.
We're flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes.
But,
there's so much happening right now everywhere. All the way across the island at Kapalua, Roy's been involved with some houses that are going up, temporary housing that are being built, and they're in the process. It's looking spectacular. They're being done for the purpose. It will be good for 5 years, and the homes will be available first to employees of the golf course that lost their home, which is a substantial number of people. At first, it felt like it would probably take most of them, but a few people have already left the island or are not, or have found other housing.
Yeah, they've found other accommodations. So, we're evaluating where to go if the employees are not going to take up all 50.
But they're it's interesting. When I first went up and saw them, from the outside it looks really small, and then inside, the one that we were looking at had 3 small bedrooms, and each bedroom would hold a queen-size bed and a little tiny dresser. If you were on the inside, you have to climb over the other person to get out. Whoa, whoops. We just had a coffee spill.
Yeah.
I knew that one of these days we'd dump a cup of coffee, but this one isn't too bad.
That's why we brought napkins.
That's why we have napkins.
Yeah.
Why would we come without napkins?
Absolutely.
But anyway, the place is really cute. And I know that we, at different times, had 5 kids with us, and we lived in very small places, and we could have lived in that. We
Sure.
could have done just fine, and the kids would have had a ball.
Absolutely.
And then when they wake up in the morning, I picture, I don't know why I came up with Sunday morning, but I pictured Sunday morning, a cup of coffee, you walk outside, you're really on a golf course, what was a golf course hole, and all around you is a wooded area. So once you scope it out with the kids and you know what direction they can and could go in and you wander with them, it would be the greatest place in the world to live. Now that's maybe exaggerating it, but I still think you have lost your home. Everything is horrible.
Yeah, coming from the circumstances where people are still staying in hotel rooms and condominiums and being forced to move every 2 weeks or 10 days or whatever. This will be permanent housing, at least for until you can rebuild or find other accommodations. And if it's going to take longer than 5 years, I think the emergency proclamation can be extended. So the intent is to have this housing as long as there's need for it. And once there is no need for it, the idea would be to donate these for housing for the homeless.
So, which is really another amazing thing, because obviously Maui needs homeless housing because it is a difficult thing and it's not going away.
No, even pre-fire, we've had a huge housing crisis, and affordable housing has been talked about for years and years, but very little action has occurred. So, hopefully, I know the developers of a 10-acre lot in Napili that they just bought recently. They're looking to Daiwa House, who is the manufacturer of these homes at Kapalua, these temporary homes. They're reaching out to Daiwa House as far as perhaps up to 100 or 110 units of these for permanent housing. And there's going to be a huge maneuvering through the county processing department to have these modular homes approved for permanent housing. But and it may be, with some modifications, I'm not sure. But the whole intent is to find or to have more accessible, affordable housing.
Well, I've been here now almost 50 years, and I've seen a whole lot, in those years. And there's always been a housing issue. There's always been homelessness. And as we drive from the other side to Kahului, there's all of these cars that keep coming out of the bushes. I don't know where they come from. If they're rental cars, what is it? How could they all be there? And that was at one time a place that was somewhat of a homeless encampment.
Yeah, I mean,
which was really hard on people.
There are encampments all over Maui.
Yes, I know.
It's not only a West Maui issue, but, again, affordable housing. Some of these homeless, houseless people are probably having some mental issues and so forth, but there are, sadly enough, families that are involved in this.
Yes.
That are homeless, and it's very sad. For whatever reason, they've lost their jobs and can't find accommodations anywhere, so they're living out of their cars.
Well, and what you said a minute ago was really the battle. It's not just homelessness, it's houseless, because there are people that are working, both parties are working, their kids are in school, they're doing everything that they can do, but they can't find a house. And there's people that, through everything going on right now, have lost houses and are out again, but they both work all the time, their kids are in school, they're doing everything that they can do. But I think we all need to be looking at what will work for them, families, kids, and some people don't have, grandparents here, great-grandparents, whatever it takes, which you grew up with, Roy grew up with.
Sure, absolutely.
And, grandparents and great-grandparents and great memories of family. But again, it's hard for those who didn't come here, but they're here working. They're working hard.
Sure, absolutely.
And they do send their kids to school and to college and to make a better life. But we need to all help in whatever ways we can to be sure they end up with a place to lay their head down at night and not be afraid.
So, for those displaced by the fire, whether you're permanently displaced or temporarily displaced, there's an organization. It's MauiRecovers.org is the website. If you can get to MauiRecovers.org, it's got links to everything you need to know about recovering from the fire and so forth. There's find temporary rental programs you can click on. If you're an owner of a property that you're willing to rent to one of those displaced by the fire, there's a place for you to click on for place temporary housing unit into this program. If you want to build a house, it can help you as far as giving you links to government agencies that can help you. So it's an interesting website. It's a great website, MauiRecovers.org.
And it's recovers, plural.
Right.
I'm more or less plural.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that really is an amazing website in one, MauiRecovers.org.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well worth looking into and calling and talking to people.
Right.
And then I noticed on that same thing that they're moving out of the Lahaina Civic Center, the help that's been there for a long time.
Yeah, they're still going to be available, just located elsewhere.
Right, but there's an address on that form?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And
what's that address?
I don't know. I don't have the link to it right now.
Okay.
But
Is that the Hyatt?
I think so.
The Hyatt?
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's great. So it sounds like they're going to be at the Hyatt Regency Maui, Kaanapali. That's also going to be a Kaiser, isn't it? Is going to be in that area.
Kaiser is that? Yeah.
I guess they're already there, but I think they're opening up a pretty good facility, that will help medically for people.
Yeah. So anyway, there's an organization called Hawaii Community Lending, and they've found an estimated 781 homeowners in Lahaina who have collectively about $225 million in first mortgages. And what they're doing is assisting these owners with 3-year programs. Involved are First Hawaiian Bank, American Savings Bank, Bank of Hawaii, Central Pacific Bank, Home Street Bank, Hawaii National Bank, Finance Factors, Holomua Collective, the Maui Strong Fund of the Hawaii Community Foundation, and Department of Hawaiian Homelands. And so this program basically is to offer some sort of mortgage relief, different programs that will be available to homeowners who are affected. I know many people have said, we lost our home, but the bank is still after us to keep our payments up and so forth. So this Hawaii Community Lending is a great organization that was formed exclusively to help you. And a friend of ours, Mike Peach, Mike and his family had title guarantee, escrow and insurance, title insurance. And Mike is the board chair of this. And so any of you that have been displaced by the fire, you've got the banks, insurance companies, whoever your lender is, that's breathing down your neck, where's your payments, you're delinquent, and so forth. This is a great resource, Hawaii Community Lending.
And I think that is a thing that's also happening right now. People have lost their home. They still have a mortgage. And obviously their lender is entitled to get paid. However, most of the same people are either moving all around, almost day to day or every X number of weeks, et cetera.
Right.
So it becomes very difficult for them. Even just the process, you think of getting the kids to a new school, changing what they're doing. Some of the kids that ended up going to a school, possibly they need uniforms, possibly they need something else that they didn't have. So everything is costing the people who lost their homes more and more and more money.
And there's a lot of help out there. Just, don't be embarrassed. Please reach out to all these resources that are becoming available and have been available. And if you have any questions, not that we're experts on it, but call myself, Roy, 808-870-7060, or Betty, 808-870-7062. And, we're not just realtors. We're strong members of the community. And, as Lahaina recovers and so forth, we hope to have a big part in doing that.
It does help everybody. Roy grew up on Lahaina Luna Road, 463 Lahaina Luna Road, and spent his whole life there. And not whole life, obviously. He went away to college, came back, and the rest is kind of well known around. But I think it is all important. And one of the things is, for any of us, there were times that we didn't have a lot of money, and that made a difference. But it's always hard when someone says to you, do you have this or that, or do you need? No, you never need anything because you don't want to admit that you do. Well, in this case, people have lost their homes. They've lost everything, every little thing they had. If you come down to clothing, and if they're in a new place, I've talked to some people that, you're looking for maybe a colander or whatever it is that you strain vegetables in. You do all these different things, and you need this and you need that, and the kids are there, and everybody's back from school. And I think we got to remember that the kids are hurting too. And let's all remember that when we run into kids that we know they lost a home, and the kids are kind of happy. They're okay because they think it's okay. They're okay. Their parents are okay. Everybody's alive. And let's remember that. And the kids make it happy. Each one of us, when we run into families and we know, let's remember that. Be happy with the kids. Smile, laugh. Talk about the animals, pet the dogs, find the cat. Whatever it is, let's all remember to make a little happiness wherever you go.
You'll find the dogs.
I'll find the dog. Yeah. Everybody makes fun of me because we don't have a dog. We do have cats, and probably they found us too early, so we've had a lot of cats at different times, and it's interesting. But I love dogs, and I will pet any dog on the street that the owner will let me pet. I'm pathetic.
Yeah.
And it's amusing. I hope it's amusing to most people, but love them all. So.
Okay. Well, obviously, we're not a real estate show exclusively.
Oh, that's right.
But this is Betty's Real Estate Corner.
The place I told you about yesterday?
Yeah.
At Napili Hall. Elizabeth Quayle has it, who's with Caldwell with us, has a new listing at Napili Hall. And it's spectacular. I went and saw it yesterday. It's obviously I don't see a date that it was built here, but it's old. It's being sold as is, but it's spectacular. It's 960 square feet. It's, if any, we all know, or most people do in West Maui, know what it is, Napili Hau. But they're right on the ravine there, or the, what do you call it? The where they look back
gully,
to the gully, whatever. But it's huge. I mean, it's a great place. Everybody hikes back there. You can see Kapalua. You've got a good ocean view. There's parking to one side of the house. Some of the homes, you barely have any parking. This one, you could probably park easily 3 cars there, and it would work. And it's great. I mean, I don't know. There's probably a few questions that we still have about it. But it's amazing. It's an amazing place. A place that we could have lived back when we were all young. And it's really great. I would have loved that. I would have loved that at any time.
And it's listed by Elizabeth with our office, Komo Banker in Kapalua. If you're in the Kapalua area, come on by the office. We're at 700 Office Road, just about adjacent to Sansei. And we're right next to the Poorhouse restaurant. And come on by. We're open 7 days a week.
Yeah, somebody's always there that can talk to you. So if you're there, and I mean, we might be there, but for the most part, somebody will be sitting at the front desk, and they're usually very knowledgeable, or they're always very knowledgeable, of property around the island, and can give you different ideas, direct you for a lender. Or people to talk to, because even if you can't buy something right now, it's time to hook up with a lender and talk to them and figure out at what stage you might. And often, if you can just find that person that you hook up with, and maybe it'll take you 3 to 5 years to put together a plan to actually buy a house. And markets change. I think there's going to be way more affordable housing that's going to come up in the next couple of years. I'm hoping.
There should be.
There should be.
Right, absolutely.
Because we need people to do everything. We need everybody.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying now that, wow, interest rates are 7% for mortgages, and, it's way too high. Look into, there's variable mortgage programs that are available that start in around 6% or so. And an adjustable mortgage for 3 to 5 years, where it's set for 3 to 5 years, I think is the way to go, because rates are certainly going to come down. But right now you can tie yourself into a 6% or so loan, which is good.
I think so.
I think the days of the 2-3% mortgages that spoiled us a few years ago, that's a thing of the past. That's going to be a dinosaur. We're not. If people are waiting around to see 3-4% mortgages, no.
It's not going to happen.
No.
But remember, there were 18% mortgages, and people bought properties.
Absolutely.
And they did it. They bought something smaller. They did it. They moved in, and then they watched it. And their realtor would probably have watched it with them, and or their lender. And as things came down, the thing would be you didn't want to pay points again, or you were trying not to. But again, you just keep doing it. You watch it, you watch it, you watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
And it becomes affordable.
It's still a very active market here on Maui. There's over 300 properties in escrow right now in Maui. And that's a lot of properties. So, people are saying, well, nobody's buying. Well, go talk to these 300-plus people who are in escrow right now who are buying. And more escrows are being opened every day. Inventory is down a bit, but, there's still a good selection. One good source is to hit on our website, which is sakamotoproperties.com. Sakamotoproperties.com will give you entree to every listing in Maui. And you can look by areas if you're looking at Makawao or Kihei, Kahului, Lahaina, Napili, whatever. Hit on our website, sakamotoproperties.com.
It's a good website, and it's pretty easy to navigate around. I just looked at another one of these properties, Mahina Surf, only a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And again, it's a lot of money, but it has gone down. It was listed at $849. It's now listed at $785. It's a great property, and worth looking at. It would be one that does do short-term rentals, and I think it would be worth looking at, and you could live there for a long time. Again, when you add the association fees in, it makes it difficult. That's why the properties, let's say, like the one we were talking about a minute ago, Napili,
Yeah, right.
that makes it a real affordable.
And that's why, work with a professional realtor. A realtor is familiar with the market area, familiar with interest rates and so forth. And at Komo Banker Island Properties, our Kapalua office, we've got, I think, around 35 trained professionals and very experienced, willing to help you. And so whatever your needs, call us, Roy, at 808-870-7060, Betty at 808-870-7062. And again, great source is sakamotoproperties.com.
So it's, going back to everything that Roy just said does make a difference, but there's so many properties that are available all over the island. And the people that you'll talk to, the agents, they may have you talk to one of the agents that are up country all the time, or maybe in Wailea. And, so that if the agent isn't able to get over there with you, I think that you can get a great referral. But the thing would be to find an agent, wherever they are. Hopefully it would be one of our Caldwell Banker agents that will work with you for the next couple of years if you can't buy something right away. But have someone that you can watch the market with that'll kind of put you on their mailing list, that you can ask when you hear interest rates going down. Because everybody is looking for their next transaction, and they'll help you. I know they will.
Yeah, and we've got resources such as Mackay Mortgage, which is an affiliated company. But David Brown at Mackay Mortgage can certainly sit down with you, give you some guidelines as far as financing and so forth, what the future might hold. And, David Brown at Mackay Mortgage is a great resource. Whether you're buying your first home, your vacation home, whatever it is, we've got the resources to help you.
It is, again, it is hard. There's no question right now. It's hard. And to find one of these properties, the one that I was just talking about a minute ago is listed just under $1 million. But it is an amazing place at Napili Hau.
It's hard to find anything less than $1 million. It's whether you're in Wailuku or almost anywhere. But again, a trained professional will be able to help you. And come visit our office. We've got coffee. We've got a huge map of the Kapalua Napili area. And it's fun to kind of look at different areas from 30,000 feet.
Well, in 1 minute, we've got music playing again. We got Danny Couch coming back on with I Love Hawaii. And let's all remember that, as hard as it gets to be, I don't think there's anyone here that isn't going to be able to say, I love Hawaii.
Oh, absolutely.
And sing the song. Sing it loud and proud.
Yeah.
I love Hawaii.
And two things to take away from this show. MauiRecovers.org is a great website, great resource. Please click on that. Every information you want is listed there. So MauiRecovers.org, and for all your real estate needs, SakamotoProperties.com.
We'll be around, and
Absolutely.
we'll have someone available always. And here we go. We've got Danny Couch coming back, and
we love Hawaii.
We love Hawaii. Let's all remember that, at least for today. We all love Hawaii.
Aloha.
Aloha.